haven't been at this very long, but what do you love about the job already?
I've always loved the community aspect.
Okay.
That has been by far my biggest draw into law enforcement. The enforcement side comes to us anyway. People call the police and say,
Yeah.
we need help with this, my neighbor that, But the community side, helping people who are not in a position to help themselves, essentially, is really what it's about for me, I think.
So is this something that you've always wanted to do?
Yes, ironically, as a kid, I wanted to either fly helicopters or be a canine police officer.
Really?
Yeah, it's silly. I mean, someday I'd like to mark off the flying helicopters too. But I meet people I haven't known since we were kids in elementary school, middle school, or whatever, and I tell them I'm in law enforcement now, and they say, "Oh, figures. We would have guessed."
They were not surprised. This
Yeah.
is what you always wanted to do.
Yeah.
And so all these years later, you become chief. Is there, I always wonder, is there like a sudden weight, a pressure that you feel because you're in charge of the safety of a whole, I mean, it's all on you, of a whole city.
Well, there is now.
There wasn't before, but
Right.
I put it that way.
No, it kind of comes, that also kind of comes in waves. There are things that I knew I would have to tackle right away, and things that I knew I wanted to start trying to implement. But occasionally there are those questions, from the city administrator or from my office manager saying, "Hey, you have to make this decision." And sometimes it's, "Oh man, I didn't realize those decisions came through me." Some of those. So sometimes it feels a little bit more, not in a negative way, but just the realization, that little bit extra weight. You want to give it a little bit of extra thought before you make a decision, because you want it to be the right one.
Yeah. See, I took a
thoughtful.
deep breath thinking about about the stress that you have to deal with.
Right.
So you're not new to law enforcement at all. You're new to the job, but you definitely have a unique approach to your job. You say there are some times that you could make an arrest, but there's not always times where you should make an arrest. Explain the could, should.
Sure.
For me.
I'll give you kind of an example. If we go to a domestic disturbance, a verbal domestic disturbance, it's easy to go there and find whose behavior fits the definition of disturbing the peace, and cite or arrest as necessary. That's easy to do, and that's always there. But sometimes I think what we should do is see, is there something behind this argument? Is there something fueling this dispute? Is it because they're angry at each other? Are they stressed out by their situation? And sometimes there are just little ways that we can help and alleviate that stress and the internal pressure that they're having. Sometimes it's a cry for help rather than a need for an enforcement.
Yeah. Why do you take that extra step?
Well, because I think that's what a community deserves. That's what I would want someone to do for my family. If law enforcement had to go to my brother's house, for the same reason, I would like for them to spend the time to get to the bottom of it. And I think sometimes we could get in the habit of just problem, citation, or arrest as solution. That's how we solve problems. And I think that we can do so much. We have so much ability and community access and power, if you will. And I think there's a lot of responsibility there to recognize those opportunities to do good things and do them. I mean, if we don't, who will in some cases? No one else has that access to those people that we have to knock on the door, come in right now.
Does the situation stand out where you could have made an arrest, but you kind of dug deeper and found that you were able to help?
Sure.
Is there a scenario that sticks out for you?
Just a few weeks ago, we had a family in that same situation that I described. They were having a verbal dispute, and when we got there, we always go inside, and there's two of us, and one with one party, one with the other, and we stay where the officers can keep an eye on each other and the other party. But as we're looking around out of the corner of our eye, we can see they have no furniture, none, not a stitch, aside from lawn chairs. They have two lawn chairs in their living room. They have blankets on the floor as beds. They have two small daughters living there with them. Ashland is a very supportive community. So I was able to, I put a post on Facebook on a couple of the community boards. And I think by 2 o'clock the next day, I had so many offers of beds and furniture. I had to start turning people away, honestly. I could have furnished several apartments with the outpouring of help by the next day. So we got them beds, we got them dressers, dining set, actual love seat, chairs for their living room, and really made a difference for that family, and especially those children. You know, sometimes as adults we make decisions that put us in a position, but the kids are just along for the ride. So
instead of making arrest with one of those adults,
sure,
you found a solution. You found that they were really just stressed. They didn't have furniture. They didn't have what
Sure.
they needed for their family.
They were struggling, and they were brand new to town. They had been sleeping in their car for several weeks prior to that. Within a week of coming to town, they both had found employment, and they were having to stagger their schedules, and so someone could always be home with the daughters. Yeah, they had a lot on board, and if taking one of them to jail would have just furthered this cycle, right? Now somebody's got to come up with bond money. There's going to be court dates, possibly a fine and a sentence, which is going to aggravate the having a job, bringing in money, affording food for those babies, that sort of thing. Rather than make that cycle continue or accelerate, maybe we can, you know, kind of give them a break, put a pause in that cycle. If the cycle continues after that, that's kind of on them.
Sure.
You know, they may still continue to make decisions, but again, for the children, I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
How thankful was that family?
Amazingly, yeah. I mean, appropriately, I 100% the response that you would hope for. You know, the hugs from the kids, and I mean, the dad was just beside himself, didn't know, almost embarrassed, you know, because we kept knocking on the door with more diapers and more chairs, and hey, we're back, you know. People started figuring out which apartment it was by seeing me over there, and the neighbors from that complex just started bringing over items that they had to spare as well. So it was really impressive, the community coming together like that and just giving so willingly to those people.
That's what policing looks like to you.
I think it should. I mean, there's definite times where it's going to be handcuffs and straight to jail. But on the whole, yeah, I would like to use our unique access to the community to be helpers when we can. I'm not going to try to I don't want to be seeking to help in the wrong opportunity, I guess. You know, we need to be smart about acknowledging when it's going to be straight enforcement. There's no two ways about it. There are some situations we probably can't. You know, de-escalation is a cooperative effort, right?
Absolutely.
I offer de-escalation to everyone. So yeah, I think that I would like to have our agency's personality be that we try to be helpers first, and we keep that in mind.
Yeah. You've phrased that you feel your officers should be ambassadors for the city of Ashland.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Ashland is kind of unique, being between Lincoln and Omaha. Highway 6 comes right through there. There's several campgrounds nearby. A lot of people come to town, run to the grocery store, run to the gas station. They're picking up ice and firewood, things like that. If they have an encounter that they don't appreciate at the gas station, they would probably just associate that with the gas station. But if they have an encounter with me, they would associate that with Ashland. On the whole, right? I represent Ashland. So I think there's a responsibility there to be an ambassador to the city and to be helpful, be approachable, be friendly, despite our appearance sometimes with all of our gear on and the natural panic that everyone feels when the lights are flashing behind them.
We do feel the panic when the lights
So do I. You know, if an officer goes whizzing by me some days, I'm, whew, thank God that wasn't for me. But yeah, that's another, we have a lot of power and we have a lot of access, and I think there's a huge responsibility there to just remain human and empathetic to how those people are feeling right now and what our influence on them is. And even writing a ticket doesn't have to be an entirely negative experience. It is just our job. You know, we can remove our own emotion from it and just remain polite and professional and friendly.
it goes both ways. You are doing your job. Like, people should think about that too.
Sure.
You're speeding. They're doing their job. Yeah.
Sure. But yeah, as ambassadors to the city, people should leave those encounters still feeling welcome to come back, for example.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. One of the goals you have is to use the lowest level of law enforcement intervention necessary. Why is that a goal for you?
Well, I think, recently we've seen some societal outcry toward law enforcement and their practices. And I think that this approach really fits what people are saying they're looking for. They want us to not go to the greatest step of enforcement that we can in every opportunity. If again, the easiest example is a traffic stop.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, just the event, the lights on behind them, having to pull over, the fluttering heart and a little bit of tremor as you hand over your driver's license.
Yeah, we get that.
Right. Those people, most of them are going to adjust their driving behavior when they drive away from there with a warning. Most. That would be the lowest level necessary to achieve the result that we want, which is for them to alter their driving behavior, be more safe.
Yes.
Other people, they've had 10 speeding tickets in the past and they intend to keep speeding. They've got their radar detector on the dash. Perhaps the lowest level of enforcement that might cause change to them is the citation with the fine and or the court date or whatever. That's a simpler example, but that's the most frequent and common for us in law enforcement. Obviously, we contact people quite a bit due to traffic violations
Sure.
and things of that nature. Just because we can write a ticket doesn't mean we always should write a ticket. If we, I mean, I can't think how many times I'm stopping somebody for the first time ever, some of these younger kids.
Yes.
Or even older people that they've never had a ticket in their life. Writing them a ticket is not going to be what's necessary to change that behavior. And the same thing goes with the community encounters. If we don't need to step up to a higher level of enforcement to change the situation, the environment, what's happening, a noise complaint, we knock on the door and we just ask them to turn down the music or keep the party quiet, that sort of thing, rather than arresting everybody and let the judge sort them out, sort of thing. We're looking for altering the problematic behavior, not just flexing our cop muscles with what we can do.
Once again, it goes back to the should versus could. Could, should.
For sure.
Yeah. Did your officers easily embrace that philosophy?
I think some of them might be a little bit more nervous about it because,
It's different.
for sure, right. Yeah. And again, it's easier to just, this fits the definition of a violation of Nebraska statute, and so I can write a citation, and then I that's how I show I've done my job. And it might be harder to explain to the chief later how you tried these other intervention steps short of an enforcement action, especially if it doesn't work out, if you will. So yeah, I think they're somewhat nervous. I think I have to build that trust with them that they know that I'm going to support the discretion that they used and the decision that they made. So that may develop better, over time. Slowly, I think the department will hopefully take on more of my personality in that regard,
I like that. I do. I like it. Let's talk about Ashland for a little bit because it's a small town, about 3,000 people.
Right.
But man, is it growing?
For sure.
It is growing. So
Yes.
what kind of growing pains does that mean for the police department?
Well, several facets. Like everyone, we struggle to recruit sometimes. Applications are way down across the entirety of law enforcement. So at some point, our department is going to have to grow to continue to be able to continue to provide the same level of law enforcement service to the community as a whole. As the population spreads out, we have further to travel to do the same amount of patrol and responding to calls.
Yeah.
As there are more houses, it just stands to reason there will be more calls as well. And Ashland is in kind of a unique position with the possibility of annexation of other housing developments that had started just outside of town. So you have what's a ready-made neighborhood, basically,
Yeah.
with their burglary alarms and fire alarms that need responded to as well. So there is somewhat of an inherent challenge with just maintaining that level of service to everyone as the actual area of the town grows. And I think it's an interesting challenge sometimes, especially, people transition from job to job. There's a lot of larger departments hiring, they pay more, and so we'll have an opening, and that aggravates that a little bit, makes it harder. So I mean, it's a challenge that we welcome, though. I mean, we have to know where we are in the world and embrace that, I think.
Yeah. What does your department look like? How many officers and?
So there's myself, and then I have one sergeant, and then I have two officers right now, and we're in the hiring process for a third. That's the same number of staff we had 2010, 2011. I mean, so 12 years ago.
About 6 of you?
It'll be a total of 5.
5 of you.
3 officers, 1 sergeant, 1 chief.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
So you do it all.
For sure, we all have to be able
Yeah.
to do it all. Yeah, there's no referring anything to an investigator or a detective. We have to be able to work our cases from start to finish, which produces a much more well-rounded officer, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, our guys have to know how to do the evidence collection and the interviewing, and in all facets, they have to be good at everything.
Yeah. So when you have a department of 5 and you lose one to a bigger department, I mean, that really hurts.
For
That
sure.
really
That's
hurts.
a significant percentage of our department
Yes.
left, for sure.
So what would you say is your biggest obstacle right now?
I mean, in the immediate future, having an opening and looking at maybe sending somebody to the law enforcement academy, we're going to stay shorthanded. So it's just a matter of covering shifts, we always need somebody there. And if nobody else can work, then the buck stops here. And so, I occasionally end up working 6 days a week, 6 12-hour days a week, just to make sure things are covered. That's the most immediate challenge, I think.
That's what chiefs do, I guess.
Well, right, you're right. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you gotta-
if the buck stops here, I
Yeah.
should be the one to step up, for sure.
For sure. So you've been at this for April, May, June, 3 months as chief?
Just about, yeah.
Okay. As your time as chief, though, even though it's been short, what have you learned since you've been in the city about the department, about the city that you are just really proud of?
I would refer back to that relationship we have with the community and the support of the community. The Ashland community just continues to astound me the way they step up when somebody needs to step up. And we have so much, our DARE program is still going strong. I know a lot of agencies have kind of gone away from it, but our DARE program is almost 100% donation driven. Wow. The city doesn't fund much of it. The schools don't have to fund much of it because the community, if I go into some of the local businesses and say, hey, we've got DARE coming up this year, and the response I've gotten more often than not is, how much do you need? To buy all the shirts and do the pizza parties and the awards at the end of the year and stuff. So that's just one example, but it's a great example.
Yeah.
They love the DARE program.
The kids love it too.
For sure.
Yeah, everybody loves it.
For sure. I'm trying to make Ashland a place that officers want to come work, even though I know I'll never be able to pay what Omaha pays or metro area agencies as a whole. I want to create an environment where it's going to be they don't pay as much as Omaha, but, and I'm hoping to define that, but, the environment, the atmosphere, the positivity. We do a lot of passing out of stickers and high-fiving and fist-bumping kids, and, even in the summer, going up to the city pool and park, there's a lot of that. I'm hoping that I am successful in that, where I can continue to draw good officers for that reason, that they want to be there for the atmosphere and the environment and the fulfillment that they've been looking for in law enforcement, where the check starts to define less of them.
That matters, though. That matters too, the fulfillment.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. There are places that pay a lot, and there are people who are looking to leave there as well sometimes, that even the places that pay a lot of money. It's not always about every 2 weeks what's in your bank account, although it is always somewhat about what's in your bank account every 2 weeks. But I'm hoping we have to overcome that in some way. Ashland just cannot afford what Omaha can afford, or Bellevue or whatever, any of those metro area agencies. They have much deeper pockets. But what I do have control over is the environment, the atmosphere, and the things that we can try to focus on to make the experience better for our officers. So I'm trying to do that.